In this video, I want to do a little discussion on DTP, which if you're like really old school like me, the first thing that will come to mind is desktop publishing. But in this case, we're actually talking about Cisco's DTP, which is Dynamic Trunking Protocol. It's a feature on their switch software that's once the link wants to determine if it wants to become a trunk. A trunk link just means it can carry more than one VLAN at a time. So we're going to take a look at it, and we're going to take a look at the two ways you can disable DTP and how you can check the status. The first thing you got to do is make the link a switch port, which is not by default in this version. So you want to do show interface switch port at the end so that you can see some of the properties. The property that we're actually looking at is negotiation of trunking. So as you can see, by default it's on. One way to turn it off is to simply make the switch port an access port by just changing the mode to access. Helps us to spell it right too. Now the negotiation of trunking is off. We're going to change it to trunk, which I know it's going to complain about the encapsulation, so I better be prepared to change that too. Now we can change it to trunking. So even if you change it to trunking, by default it is still doing negotiation of trunking is on. So there's a command to specifically turn it off. Is switch port no negotiate. And you have to do that even if you make the port a hard trunk, hard configured to a trunk. So now if we go back and look at it, negotiating trunking is going to be off. Now this brings up the question, why would you use negotiating for trunking? In a real deployment you probably wouldn't. If you're going to use trunking, you're probably going to statically configure it. And if you're going to have an access port, you're going to statically configure that too. Best practice anyhow. Okay, that's all I wanted to discuss in this video.